Somewhere, beyond what we call reality, there are files, reports, tapes, recordings kept from the public, not because they're fake, but because they're too real and too terrifying. If you're watching this, it means you're ready. Why are these files being released? Why are we sharing these stories, these experiences, this knowledge with you? Because the world isn't what it seems. There are forces at play that we can't see, connections that we can't understand, and secrets that have been hidden from us. What would you do if you received a call from someone who was supposed to be dead? What would you do if the veil between worlds grew thin, revealing secrets that were meant to remain hidden? We invite you to join the conversation, to share your thoughts, your experiences, and your theories. For in the tapestry of the unknown, we are all connected. And together we can uncover the hidden patterns, the secret codes, and the messages left behind by the shadows between worlds. Stay tuned for more files from the Abigail Project. New stories, new mysteries, new journeys into the depths of the unknown await. And remember, the truth is out there. You just have to dare to seek it. And now you know why these files are being released. It's time to open your eyes, to embrace the darkness and the light, and to explore the shadows between worlds. Who knows what wonders, what horrors, what revelations await us in the depths of the unknown? One thing is certain, you won't look at the world the same way again. The Abigail Project. The files are being opened. We believe that by unveiling these truths, we empower ourselves. We break free from the shackles of ignorance and step into the light of awareness. Knowledge is the antidote to fear. When we understand the darkness, it loses its power to consume us. The Abigail Project is a beacon in the darkness, a lighthouse guiding us through the storms of uncertainty. We're here to shed light on the shadows, to dissect the unexplainable, and to explore the boundaries of human perception. But it's not just about understanding the darkness. It's also about celebrating the light. It's about recognizing the strength, the resilience, and the beauty that emerges from the depths of our experiences. Each story we share is a testament to the human spirit, a celebration of our ability to endure, to adapt, and to thrive even in the face of the unknown. So why are these files being released? Because it's time to awaken. It's time to rise above the illusions that have been cast upon us. It's time to reclaim our power, our knowledge, and our freedom. Join us in this awakening. Embrace the truth, however unsettling it may be. For it is in the truth that we find our strength, our unity, and our hope for a brighter future. But be warned, you won't look at the world the same way again. Mere as the sounds you hear before you fall asleep. A warning, a cautionary tale to those who dare to delve into the shadows between worlds. A story that will chill you to the bone and leave you questioning the very nature of reality. Ready? Good. Listen closely. A man once received a phone call, a call that shattered the fragile boundaries between life and death, reality and nightmare. It was 3 days after his wife's funeral. He had barely started to come to terms with his loss, the sudden, tragic absence of the woman who had been his partner, his confidant, his best friend. As he held the receiver in his trembling hand, his heart pounded against his ribs, a frantic drumbeat echoing the turmoil in his soul. On the other end of the line, he heard a familiar voice, his wife's voice, the very voice he had missed more than anything else in life. It was her voice, yet it wasn't. Or was it? He couldn't be sure. His wife had passed away. He knew it. Everyone knew it. So who was calling him from beyond the grave? Was it his grief, a figment of his imagination, a cruel trick played by fate? Or was it something more sinister, something that defied the laws of nature and the boundaries of life and death? What did that call mean? Was it a message from beyond the veil? A warning, a plea, a secret that lay buried with her? Or was it a harbinger of something more sinister, something that threatened to shatter his reality even further? He grappled with these questions, each one tearing at his sanity, each one bringing him closer to the edge of the abyss. And as he listened to that voice, he knew he was in for a ride that would take him to places he never imagined possible. 2 truths that were better left buried, 2 secrets that were best left unknown. His journey had just begun, and what he was about to discover would change him forever. Wrong number texts that feel too personal. Here at the Abigail Project, we try to connect the dots, reveal patterns, and document the unexplained. But there are things you should know before opening your first file. First, mirrors. Are they portals or are they warnings? Do they reflect who we are or who we could become? Have you ever stared directly at your reflection? Not at the smiling face looking back, but at the eyes staring out, lost in thought. What do they see when they gaze beyond the glass? What secrets do they hold that we aren't meant to know? Let's take a closer look at those wrong number texts, shall we? How many of them have you received lately? Calls at 3 a.m. from numbers you don't recognize, messages that seem to know things about you. Coincidence or something more? What about those late-night whispers just beyond your hearing? Those footsteps in the attic? The voice calling your name when no one's there? Are they echoes from another time or presences watching over us? Now, what about those dreams you have at the edge of sleep? The ones that feel too real, too vivid, too important. They linger in your mind long after you wake up. What if those dreams aren't just dreams, but glimpses of possibilities, warnings of dangers lurking just beyond our sight? At the Abigail Project, we believe these experiences aren't mere anomalies. They're threads in a tapestry, pieces of a puzzle, clues left behind by something beyond our understanding. And that's where you come in. You're not just a viewer, you're a collaborator. Every comment, every theory, every story you share adds another thread, another piece, another clue. Together, we form a collective consciousness, a hive mind reaching beyond our individual perceptions. We believe that knowledge is power and that facing the unknown together is the greatest power of all. At the Abigail Project, we dive deep into these experiences, exploring their meaning, their significance, and their connection to the vast unknown. We don't shy away from the darkness, but embrace it, seeking to understand its patterns, its logic, and its purpose. Join us in this journey of discovery. Let's venture into the shadows together and unravel the mysteries that lie within. Police closed her case under Code 413, Unexplainable Incident, but we didn't close it. This project is named after her because Abigail was the first to enter this world, the shadows between worlds. We believe she found a way to reach it through a live stream, accidentally broadcasting herself, stepping into an in-between space where time doesn't flow. She was never seen again, but here and there, we catch glimpses of her. A picnic blanket in the woods, a half-finished painting, a purple suitcase at a bus station, always just out of frame. There are signs she's still here, walking among us, haunting the edges of our vision. The Abigail Project is our attempt to uncover what happened to her and what's still happening. To understand the shadows between worlds, we must look at the darkness within them. We may not have answers, but we do have questions. And every week we open a new file, send out a search party, and dive into a story balancing between truth and madness. Let's start with the most common questions. What does this channel do? Well, every week we open a new file, a story balancing between truth and madness. Sometimes it's a message sent from the future. Sometimes it's an abandoned hospital with whispers that only recordings can capture. People who dreamed of tragedies and then lived them. Videos that appeared online and vanished minutes later. Some are based on real cases. Others are stories too close to reality for comfort. But all of them are unsettlingly possible. So if you're looking for pure escapism, this probably isn't for you. But if you want to see what lurks just beyond our perception, if you want to peer into the darkness and ask why, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Abigail Project, a place where every story leaves a mark and every mark leads to a truth you were supposed to find. Now, if you're still here, if you're still listening, we need to tell you something else. But let's get back to the main point. Before we close this file, we need to show you one last thing. And as for you, dear viewer, we leave you with this.